perhaps, as Corky's going to be the lock-in for BDD, and Pyosik just slams the Zyro. Okay,
I think to no one's surprise, this is just the top lane matchup we are going to get every game.
I kind of wished it was Nah. I don't know why. Just felt like perfect Nah could have been a bit of a difference maker. I feel like Cassante, Skarner really, like, they get to play the game after it's kind of already been a bit decided. But I am very interested in how Pyosik's going to play this one out. That was a lot of priority on this Zyra pickup. Of course, the Sejuani was first picked, right? So it's not like a potential red side strategy from Canyon. We'll see whether Pyosik is just going to mirror exactly what he did there. As KT Rolster, remember, they have their backs against the wall. They also have a telecom war looming in the future. Let's jump into the Rift for game one.
Yeah.
Like this year on KT?
Pretty recently, yeah.
Huh. It's pretty cool. Well, Pyosik is going to be able to take his red pretty comfortably. Sets up some plants here. Take down the Krugs.
Doesn't even have to walk around. Viper does have cleanse. We'll see if they can still punish, though.
Yep. Extender Beam coming in there as Beryl gets the stun. Shield of Daybreak down onto Delight, who utilizes his Aftershock well. Beryl gets out of the way. Good communication so that Deft...
It is just, you're going to get outpaced so hard.
Yeah, and I think that the pace difference has to be much higher as well to really utilize it when it comes to actually... Oh, here's Peanut coming in with a beautiful wraparound onto BDD. And that is first blood going over to Zeka Elementary as this Sejuani pick.
But without that, you know, BDD doesn't end up dodging, doesn't end up flashing initially, flashes after, and Zeka just follows the damage.
Peanut isn't in the areas. Okay, if at first you don't succeed, try again, and that is the cash-in for Deft. So still has that lead there. Gold well and truly even. Maybe not anymore as Pyosik gonna get a bit of a taste of his own medicine, and he will be taken down with the help of Delight getting his revenge.
Yeah. But now Perfect, no ult. It still might be a tricky dive, but it looks like he's just going to back away.
Well, Doran is going to crash into the wall and does get the Impale onto the Cassante. Remember, there's no all out, and he's going to get permanently frosted and taken down.
This could be a little dangerous.
Yeah, that is a teleport of all time, absolutely. As Perfect is going to get crashed into. He is pretty tanky. Does get a bit of a push away there as Doran not going to be able to tank anymore. Permafrost comes in, Viper slowed down. The health bar's very low, and yeah, he's just taking a beating. He does have his Crossfire Gauntlet, and Beryl is turning up here as well. Level 7, he does finally fall, and the Solar Flare was cool, I guess. Plants are going to be set up here as KT still haven't pulled the trigger just yet. Look out for the Solar Flare to start this one up as Beryl walking on in there. That's going to be the Glacial Prison, and Peanut, he's able to lock down the Rift Herald. Stranglethorns does absolutely nothing, and Doran just impales Beryl. It's a complete and utter catastrophe for KT. One after the other. Mario is diving over the top of them, and BDD can do nothing. It's a clean ace and a complete belly flop from KT. Well, that is probably the biggest problem that KT are facing. Outside of that, though, Deft able to immediately cleanse. Not very much, but still not going to get hit by the Glacial Prison. They'll be happy with that. The craziest thing about this is Perfect is going to go somewhat aggressive. See what he can actually find here as a blender seems to be the answer. Delight's the one that ends up locking down the kill in the end. Was trying to become the solution so much that I became the problem.
Can they? I think they can just burst it down before he gets there.
Beryl trying to get in there. Nice Magnet Storm there from Delight just to play keeper. They will be able to get rid of Pyosik. Whirling Death not really doing too much.
Just trying to clear the waves and probably thinking about game 2 right now.
Yep. Or dinner. Something like that. I don't think thinking about this game is really worth their time at this point. They might go for one last-ditch effort. See whether they can find something.
I think the hope is that Hololive Esports jump into them. Maybe they get a big Zyra ult.
Yep.
That's your best hope to maybe get a couple of kills.
They are going to jump into them. Let's see whether it actually works out here, though, as Perfect is able to get out. Beryl not so lucky. And great Captain Jack there from Deft, but he's still down extraordinarily low. Stranglethorns landing on more than nothing, but still going to be Pyosik falling immediately. And look at this. So many beads, so many pictures of beads all over the ground as Zeka, all the range in the world, will be taking down Nexus turrets now. And he does get engaged on by Perfect, looks for the all-out, tries to get in there, just wants to kill the Tristana, but he's not going to be able to do so. Deft gets rocks thrown at him, he's on the fountain, the Nexus is dead. Life Esports, a statement game 1 against KT. We can see here on the damage charts, Zeka and Viper, it's all about them. The tanks just set them up and they knocked them down. And KT kind of had
potential. We're going to see what Life Esports want to take themselves.
There's the Yone.
Yep, Yone for Zeka. In the first 3 picks, I wasn't so convinced. So if you took Brand on 4, it wouldn't have been sold.
Oh my god.
You now have a Nautilus Redacton just to hit.
Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay, well that's a different one. Peanut just demonstrating that he does indeed still attend the kitchen at some points in time. So, but let's dive in. Let's see whether Life Esports can make this fiddlesticks work or whether KT roster can actually fight back. Let's jump into the rift. No, I can see that. I'm sitting next to you. I can see he is in fact on the edge of the seat. But let's first address some of these lanes and how things are going to go. I've done that before, though, and it was always pretty disappointing. As okay, Zeka taking a lot of damage. Pyoshik here in the nick of time. Flash out from Zeka. Rocket goes wide. Peanut. Yeah, the cannon is Hook going to connect onto Delight. Let's see whether he has to use the Unbreakable Will. There's the knock-up, and he does use it. Ultimate comes out from Deft. Unbreakable Will still running for now, but the Stranglethorns, that's going to help lock this one down. And in comes Peanut. There's the Crow Storm. Barrel going to be taken down first, so they return the favor. Going to be considered here by Life Esports. 3 already picked up by KT, so wanting to return that one as okay, Barrel once again going to get caught out and will just explode. Doran takes a trip over the rocks and he's flashing forward. Doesn't find the Impale. The knock-up comes in, and now Perfect! He flashes in, he's got the Dominus running, Slice and Dice and dead! As now Viper's gonna turn it, he finds the volley onto 3 members, the Blast Cone to try and negate the aggression, and Viper says, nah man, still gonna kill you, finds the volley from behind the wall. And Arrow will connect onto Deft, he doesn't have a cleanse for that one, and he will just be wiped out. What is it, 12.5 minutes, as Beryl is going to at least get one back. Meanwhile, in live, Earth lies on the ground. I didn't even process the fact that Perfect died there towards the top side. We're going to have a look at this one more time. BDD is just 1v1. He's also providing Warwick a new skin. It's actually a very old skin.
Yeah, and now Perfect has 2. But yeah. And here, the joys of playing into Skarner.
Special delivery.
Yeah.
Well, some plants now in the pit. Life Esports do manage to take down the Rift Herald. Stranglethorns does a fair bit of work. Interrupts the headbutt, in fact, as Delight. I don't know whether he's going to be able to get out of this one, and the anchor connecting should be able to spell the end of him. Does have flash. Oh. Will flash the wall. He has about, 50 health. He'll just walk away.
It's cold as ice, man.
Yeah. We'll have to play a whole lot more carefully now. It's not the same advantage that they had at this point in the last game, but it is similar.
Oh no, oh no.
Yeah, it's a bit of a face check situation here. Crowstorm does come on out. There's the ulti! They don't want just one, but maybe it's a bridge too far. Never mind, he's fine. He's able to get just rebound and totally sorted. BDD, that was optimistic at best. As Viper is in the river.
No, not again.
And he's flashing a wall. Def says, not this time.
Yeah.
all of the games, in their own ways, have been weird. As Def's going to try and get out of there. He's not going to be able to, as Zeka is just going to execute him.
Yeah. But it did make him pay. Oh, no.
Koshik thought that maybe he could go to the jungle, and I don't know whether that was something that, in fact, he could do. As at least he gets the Merc Wolf. And that's an Impale onto BDD. He's also going to be sacrificed.
You know, in some way, I think it's just because it's KT on Life Esports instead. But
and maybe
the 4 series in a row.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Beryl is going to find himself a hook here. Doran going to get knocked around a little bit. Deft coming on over, wants to be able to grab himself a kill. But Doran still has 50% of his health bar.
Yeah, he's
to lock this one down. It is another Ocean Drake this time as the arrow will connect onto Pyoshik. That's a pretty powerful one as Beryl just going to try and play bodyguard, not able to interrupt. The Crow Storm as Peanut takes down the Zyra. Deft just wanting to try and do some damage in this instance, but it is a bloodbath and it is all KT's blood on the ground. Perfect just trying to clear out the wave because that's all he really has left. Viper going to be gifted a triple kill after that one. And if they aren't able to turn this one around, as Delight was not the one they were really going to aim for. This time Deft's going to make his way out Kyoshik going to get impaled. Does manage to get the Stranglethorns down, but it does absolutely nothing. As Extendo Beam will try to deter Harmalife Esports from going for the dive. What? That's a lot of damage there from Zek. I don't know why I was that surprised.
Weirdly fed.
He is
3 levels up on BDD.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very large Yone. As now the rest of Harmalife going to be able to break down this inhibitor turret in the mid lane. Peanut does have Crowstorm at the ready. And look to dive in on top of KT as, he's not very tanky as Perfect, unfortunately. Does throw down the Dominus here as there's the Crowstorm. Dives on top of Beryl. He's going to flash out. Deft makes his way out as well, still has his flash up and available, but Harmalife Esports still have more than 50% on everyone as they take down their second inhibitor of the game. And it is back-to-back stomps today. What is this? We wanted to have some lore time, some discussion time, but instead, it is just brutality here. First from Genji, now from Harmalife Esports. As Doran's throwing rocks around, they're looking to take their first Nexus turret of the game. Hook gonna go wide there. Optimistic from Beryl.
Yeah, Skarner poke doing so much weight.
Yes, there's the flash forward. Deft is able to make his way out. Utilizes the flash to do so, but now the Nexus is exposed. Arrow will connect onto the Zyra, as now they're looking to try and pad some stats. Ulti comes through from Zeka, but that fountain still does some damage. Can they get some kills? They cannot. Not before the Nexus is eliminated. And Harmalife Esports, man.
And for Harmalife Esports to win so convincingly, really just cementing them as one of the top contenders.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POG interview translation, joined by Peanut and Zeka on the side of Harmalife Esports, who just secured their third consecutive victory by defeating KT Rolster. Congratulations! How do you feel? You guys defeated KT Rolster. You know, we knew that KT might have the bomb called KT might explode anytime, and I'm just glad that they didn't explode this time, and I'm glad that we got the victory today. And Zeka, yeah, this is my first summer POG, and we honestly prepared really hard for this match to be sure that we don't get caught off guard against KT, and I'm glad that it paid off. And today you guys had a clean 2-0 against KT, and both games ended at around 20 minutes. Are you happy with your gameplay? Like today, the comp that we had prepared for mid and jungle actually went really well, and we were able to execute it as well. And Peanut, Sejuani had not won against Zyra yet until you took a victory with Sejuani today. What strategy do you think worked really well today? So in the previous match, Canyon showed us how well he played with Zyra, and actually ended up going a lot better than I thought, and I feel like I had a really comfortable game thanks to my teammates as well. And so even against Zyra's fast jungle clear, your Sejuani didn't lag behind, and the analysts thus found out that you got leashed by Skarner, so who decided to set up this leash? And even so, when I played Zyra, I knew how fast the jungle clear would be. So just to set my pace and match it with the opponent, I decided that, you know, how the best way to deal with the Zyra jungle clear would be getting leashed. So although you did get a leash, is it actually normal to clear this fast as Sejuani? Or is it just that, Peanut, you're just that good? You know, if you have a Skarner on your team, anything is possible. And in game, so that's how Sejuani received POG in the end. And in game 2, the opponent target banned jungle, and even Morgana jungle was banned, and you went with Fiddlesticks. So what do you think of the current meta right now? Yeah, there are so many good AP jungles right now, and with so many bans, I decided that Fiddlesticks would be the best option left. So that's what we went with. And in game 2 against the enemy Corki, your super soldier Yone made an appearance. Zeka, you picked him despite the rough early game against Corki. So what was the meaning behind your pick? Well, Yone was actually really good against these AD carry AD mid laners, and I believe that it's just something that I can pull off really easily with my Yone. So how did it feel to play Yone with a jungle Fiddlesticks? No, I honestly don't think I would have struggled without Fiddlesticks, but our jungle Fiddlesticks did a really good job, so I had a really good time playing. Just like you said, the meaning behind your pick was definitely proven. Let's take a look at these replays where you got some awesome kills with some sharp moments. How did you find these angles? Now, I wanted to TP and then push mid, but I had so many good items at that point, and I decided, yeah, maybe this is an opportunity to try to pick off the enemy, and it worked really well. And especially for game 2, it was a quick 24-minute game, and you guys beat Genji's fastest game record by 3 seconds. So how did you guys manage to do this? It feels great to get the fastest game record, and I feel like our comp was basically get Baron, snowball the game, and dive and end the game really fast. So it's just we executed it pretty well. And next up, you'll be up against Genji. How will you prepare for the next match? Genji. They have so many picks up their sleeve, and it's going to be really tough, but we'll make sure that we are ready for the next match, and we'll do our best to win. And Zeka, yeah, Genji is the strongest team currently. They have so many picks that they have prepared for, and so we'll make sure that we prepare some of the picks that we can use against that and counter them. And that's the end of the interview from Peanut and Zeka of Hana Life Esports, and back to the Spades. Thank you.